Hello everyone, welcome to Court with Krissy. This mom has filed a motion to suspend parenting time because of the dad's living conditions. This dad, he thinks the mom is just mad at him because he voted for Trump. What do you think the judge is going to do? I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
Hello?
Mr. Spencer, can you hear us and see us?
I can see you guys. Can you see me?
No. Can you engage your camera, please? There you are. All right, still a courtroom, though. Would you please remove your hat?
Yes.
Thank you. On the record, please. Nicole L. Kruger versus Anthony M. Spencer, 18-6277-DS. We have some motions here regarding parenting time. There's also a show cause regarding contempt and support enforcement orders. Ms. Kruger appears in the courtroom. Mr. Spencer appears via the Zoom application. Would you both please raise your right hands?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. You may put your hands down. Can I hear from the front of the court, please?
Your Honor, there is a motion filed by Ms. Kruger regarding parenting time. The motion regarding, or the show cause, there is a show cause regarding denied parenting time against Ms. Kruger from a complaint we had received from Mr. Spencer. I believe that one, as well as her motions, are tied together. There was a show cause scheduled for Mr. Spencer that was originally set for this previous Wednesday for non-payment of support. He's been on a continuous monitor for compliance on payments. That show cause was moved to today, so all matters could be heard at once. The account is currently charging $190 per month. For the month of October, we had received $200, which was a payment to discharge a bench warrant that was previously issued for failing to appear. There was $20 that was made in November and December, and there are arrears on this case of $2,987.88. The last order that was entered on March 3rd of 2023 granted Mr. Spencer unsupervised parenting time with the minor child on alternate weekends from Friday at 6 until Sunday at 6, as well as alternate holidays and summer break parenting time in accordance with the 16 front of the court guidelines. I believe the weekend in question for the denied parenting time,
November 22nd through the 24th.
yes, I believe that's accurate, Your Honor. And then the show cause for support that was returned today, we had received an email from Ms. Krager with screenshots of Mr. Spencer's, which I believe are Facebook posts of him selling English Bulldog puppies for cash.
Okay.
So that's currently the statute.
All right. Ms. Kruger, I'm going to begin with you. What is your motion regarding parenting time?
Well, I did bring additional information. They told me I could give it to you guys today if I made 3 copies, but he didn't come, so I don't know how to give him his, but I'd like to give you.
Who's he?
Mr. Spencer.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to give it to you before we get into it. So you can
What is it?
photos of his living situation at home, the outside and inside. Space heaters, the builds, what I'm claiming is wrong.
Okay. Did you take the photographs yourself?
He sent 2 of them to me, 3 of them I took myself.
Okay. So 2 of the photographs were you
Received through app close from him, but I printed it, and then 3 of them I took with my phone when I went there.
Okay. Mr. Spencer, any objection to the court reviewing these photographs?
No.
All right, we'll have them marked, and they are admitted as plaintiffs. 1, 2, there's 3 of them?
Yes, I got 1 for him, 1 for.
Oh, there's just 1 photograph.
No, there's packets I got you. There's 4 photographs, I believe. Sorry. 5.
5 photographs. So you hold on to 1. You can get Mr. Spencer 1 down the road. If you want to hand that to Ms. Coughlin, she'll mark those plaintiffs 1 through 5. They're admitted by stipulation. All right, court's in receipt of plaintiffs 1 through 5. Plaintiffs 1 is a photograph. Is this a travel trailer?
Yes, the camper.
Camper, okay. The first photograph, because obviously Mr. Spencer's not here, but appears to be slightly blurry, but it's a picture inside a travel trailer or some sort of camper. I see a refrigerator and a water machine. I see items on the counter. Plaintiffs 2, pictures of a couple dogs.
I was trying to get the space heaters and all of them, the salamander heater in the bottom.
Okay, I see a salamander heater.
And in the one previous, there was a propane tank with the heater attached to it. It was lit up orange.
Is this inside the camper?
No, that is the addition that he has built. It is a bedroom and a loft he is building for my son that he keeps inside.
Attached to a camper?
Yes, there are not 4 walls, and one of them you can see there's only 3 too. So this is, I don't know what you would call it. It reminds me of a baseball dugout. It doesn't have one side on it. It's a 3-sided building.
Okay, so I read in your motion, this is Otsego County,
Yes,
Gaylord area.
yes,
And I saw that you attached a report from Otsego County Building and Zoning,
yes.
that this is not in compliance.
No. They contacted me to,
Okay, well, I don't want to go into what they may have said, but plaintiffs 3 appears to be that addition. I'll call it an addition. There is building studs, press board. 4 is need a travel trailer. It looks like it's a night image where it seems like half of a raftering system is on the other side of the camper. Plaintiffs 5. Looking inside the camper, I see a bulldog, bottom right. That's pretty much it. So maybe obvious, maybe it's not. What's the issue?
well, I sent Ms. Schultz an email years ago, and it was responded that this could be equated to a summer of camping, but it wasn't appropriate for winter. So winter came around, and I called Child Protective Services, and I also went in and looked up their handbook because there is a handbook they have to follow. Immediate harm factors, they said nothing was wrong. Immediate harm factors are dangerous substances left accessible, which I sent screenshots. He keeps smoking pot next to my son, smoking pot in the house with my son.
Isn't there an order regarding?
Yes, and I sent you the screenshots off at close so I could prove that this isn't made up. I have a picture of where they were when they were there at the time. I have sent Mr. Holtwick 3 complaints about this. Nothing's He's not being held in contempt of court, but I withhold these visits and I am. We get letters in the mail.
So you acknowledge you're withholding visits?
I did withhold my last visit because there's no heat. There are 7 dogs. He says he has no money. And it's always something. It's like everything's my fault. He has no money. He has no food. He's asking me for food money to do his visits. It's not ending. We do these supervised visits and we go right back to it. And
Ms. Kruger, no disrespect, but have you ever heard the saying, don't take the law into your own hands, just take them to court?
I did take him to court. I did. And I filed the motion and I had called the friend of the court.
Right, but you acknowledge you denied the parenting time.
I did deny it, yes.
Based upon this?
Yes.
Okay, and also, I did see you had some attachments that are in the file of a place called
Essence.
S.
That is a marijuana dispensary. My son was at with him.
Okay. What is the issue with that? I just need to know for purposes of this record.
Well, because it's ordered, we're not supposed to use weed, for one, and he sat out there. He calls me on video.
Who's he?
My son calls
Okay.
me on video while Mr. Spencer goes in the dispensaries, which, whatever, he can go to the dispensaries. That's fine. He can use marijuana on his time. That's fine, but he's not. He's pulling up to pickups smoking marijuana. I brought my cousin with me. He's asking me to smoke. He's video chatting me and my mother, showing his puppies to us, holding the phone with my son right here, smoking a joint. It's in his mouth.
You saw that yourself?
Yes, and my mother did too, and my cousin is here. He was there when he pulls up the doors, open up, marijuana smoke flies out, and he puts my son in and takes off. I don't know what to do. I don't want my son to know about this. I don't use it in front of him. I don't want him to know about child support. I don't want him to know about him going to prison, jail, nothing. He knows all of it.
What are you requesting of the court?
It's been 3 years of this. He won't stop smoking the pot around him. I don't care that he does it alone, but.
Well, I'm talking about not only the allegations of marijuana, but this residence. What are you asking for?
I don't, until he gets his life together, I don't think he should have visits. He comes in here and tells you guys he can't feed himself or his pets, he can't pay support, and then he wants to take my child.
Okay, I understand. Mr. Holdick, you stood up.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Grader's comment of nothing being done. She had filed multiple complaints with our office, which were valid complaints and enforceable complaints. But almost immediately after filing those complaints with our office, she filed these motions, and the motions are identical to the paperwork she filed with her complaints. So we did not initiate enforcement because she filed a motion to come before the court. There was a motion regarding, or a complaint regarding communication by Mr. Spencer to the child regarding going to jail because of a warrant. In October, Mr. Spencer did contact our office, was not happy that the warrant had issued for non-payment and failure to appear. We did work out a plan that he paid $200 for bond. My understanding, and again, the letter was sent out, that he had a conversation with the son that I'm going to jail because I can't pay child support and I have to sell everything to post bond on this account, which was information shared that was inappropriate for the child type of discussion. And that was addressed. And then afterwards, these complaints and motions were filed for these issues that are here before today.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Spencer, how do you respond to all this?
Well, my living situation is my living situation. I've had DHS there 4 different times from Mrs. Kruger calling. It's been okayed. I've got multiple heat sources, ventless wall heaters, 4 electric heaters, the regular camper heater, etc.
Okay. Excuse me, you said DHS said that it's acceptable. Do you have DHS here to testify?
No, it's in court record though, because this has happened before multiple times. This has been going on more than 3 years. It's been going on for 9 years with Miss Kruger. She's reached out to my homeowners association president. She's not supposed to have any contact with me besides the app Close. First of all, this is by your order. And with the dispensary issue, I had called her, not Tanner called her. I called her. I said, I ordered curbside pickup here. I'm going to step out of the vehicle. You stay talking to him. I was standing right next to the vehicle at the dispensary. I picked up my order that was curbside pickup. Okay, and then number two, Miss Kruger shows up with Jason Franklin and this girl that she's always late dropping them off because she's got to go to Saginaw to pick up her friend because she's got to ride with somebody. She shows up, jumps in my vehicle to smoke marijuana with her friend and the babysitter that's been babysitting my son since he's a baby. So this is all.
Mr. Spencer, I have to stop you for a second. We are not talking about what Ms. Kruger allegedly did. We're talking about what's going on in your living situation now.
Okay.
So if you want to file a motion to address that, feel free to do so. But I've got to specifically ask you, is Otsego County good with this?
Yes, it's a 10 by 20. It's under 200 square foot. I did not need a permit for it. If the trailer was physically attached, which it is not. The only thing there's foam that is between the camper and the enclosure that keeps drafts and heat and everything's insulated. I don't know the picture that she showed you or how long ago those were, but this has been a continued build. And like I said, DHS came there before I even had a roof on this thing.
How do you get into it? I mean, can you get access from the trailer, or do you have to go around?
I got an actual door, like an actual regular.
You cut a hole in a travel trailer.
No, there's a regular door in the travel trailer, and you can go in and hit the travel trailer through the door. Have you ever been to a campground with lean-tos built on trailers? You can go to like Dugan's or any place, and they have them all over the place where you build little, as long as they're under 200 square foot, they're not permitted. I've been building for a long time. Miss Kruger doesn't even know what she's speaking on about half this. There's insulation, water.
So
I have
this attachment, sir.
Huh?
This attachment is added in front of the front door to the camper, right?
Yeah. Yes.
That's all I need. That's all I need to hear. I'm suspending parenting time. Looking at the photographs, the housing arrangement, the alleged marijuana use is the alleged marijuana use, but I'm looking at the conditions here with space heaters.
I got a ventless wall heater and space heater only for backup heat. Is there something wrong with that? Is there something?
I need to see something from Otsego County that says this is a proper place to live, because from what I've seen here in the photographs, it's not. Mr.
And who? I'm not understanding. Like I said, I've had DHS. They've already been in the enclosure.
Yeah, but I don't have that. You got to provide me documentation.
It's in the court record. It's in the court record.
Well, it's not admitted, sir. It's not admitted evidence. I have to follow the rules of evidence.
Then how did I get
Let's talk about dogs. How much are the dogs sold for?
How much are the dogs being sold for?
Yes,
$500.
And I'm assuming it costs a lot of money to feed them and get them.
Yes, it costs about $100 a week just to feed them. And one of the dogs is my son's that she begged me to keep for him because I was going to get rid of it, and she started crying, saying, "Oh, it's going to hurt. You're a piece of S, HIT, and if you get rid of the dog, blah blah blah." I'm just sick of playing the games. If my time is suspended, I have no more visitation. Then I guess the courts can raise my son, because I'm not going to do it. I'm doing the best I can, and I'm just done. I'm done with her going to every place I've lived.
We don't need to hear the comment. Excuse me, please. I'm looking out for the best interest of the child. That's all I'm looking for.
And there's nothing wrong with my son living there. What's wrong with him living there? I don't understand that. He is completely happy there. This is Miss Kruger. It's been every place I've lived at. It doesn't matter whether it's this place or the last place or the last 5 places. She's called my bosses, got me fired, kicked out of places. She's called my HOA president. She's not even supposed to have contact with anybody and anything. She admits it right here in the file that she complained about. She's the person that made the anonymous complaint to Otsego County. She says I don't have a septic. I do have a septic tank. I put in there. It's been a continual build. I've cleared over 400 trees off this property by hand. I have a back 6 screws, 6 rods in my back. It's a process. You know, I could be in the street. There's people homeless.
Sir, you're getting off the beaten path here. How are you supporting yourself other than selling these dogs?
I have my own business.
What is your business?
Spencer for Hire. It's a handyman service. I'm actually at work right now getting my Arian's lawnmower with snowblower on so I can help snow blow the neighborhood because we just got 4 feet of snow in the past week.
Right. What is your weekly income?
It varies. Some weeks I might not make a penny, and then some weeks I might make $1,000. You know, it just depends on that's the way business. Right now it's very slow. I do Airbnb. I manage a couple Airbnbs right now. They're very slow. Right now I do plow some snow. I've plowed a couple places, but they were like $25, $35 a snow plow. My one house I get 150 for the flip on that, 125 for another flip on that. But right now we haven't had any bookings. Because of the winter, it slows down quite a bit, but I'm sure during the holidays I'll have a couple bookings. I do have a booking after this weekend for 150.
What can you make in the form of a payment plan, sir?
Well, I've been making as much as I can. I usually do $50 to $100 a week. The last month, this past month I only did 20 and 20 prior month because times were tough because I had my insurance, my taxes, summer, my winter taxes. My birthday was the 26th of November, so I had to get a new plate on my vehicle. And my electric bill went up because my heat is, a lot of it's electric. So,
And a camper, I can understand that.
That's why I built the add-on is because it's regular, fully insulated, and it's got regular walls and everything on it. It's completely up to code. And
well, I don't know that yet. You need to provide documentation, something to explain that. But can you do $100 a week?
No, not even close. I can't. I owe 150 negative. Plus, I have $497 electric bill that is supposed to get shut off today. I just had to call on it to get an extra 10-day extension. I'm almost out of dog food. I got 4 puppies in there. They're eating like crazy. You know, it wasn't expected. I didn't expect to have puppies. This was an accident puppies. I've only had 1 litter since 6 years since I've had the dog. 3 of the dogs passed away.
$190.
$190 a month. Right now, on an interim basis, I'm going to need something. It's going to have to be between $50 to $75 per week.
I won't be able to do that. I mean, I could go to jail. I'll figure out what I need to do. And if I need to sit in jail, if it's cheaper to sit in jail than that, because I can't afford to do this and I won't be able to eat. I don't even have food in my refrigerator right at the moment. I do get state assistance for, and I do get state assistance for my income because I don't even make close to enough. They have a complete thing in my bank account. I don't make enough money. I make less than $15,000 a year.
So what we'll do then, Mr. Spencer, is I'm going to order the 50 to 75, but if you can, either today or sometime next week, share with Mr. Holbeck all your income information. If something else can be, a recommendation can be made, I'll consider that.
Okay, because
right now,
I'll go sit in jail and just get it worked off or paid off, whatever that way. I mean, I know it costs $40,000.
You can't work off child support in the county jail, but that's where we're going. I'm suspending the parenting time at this point. Mr. Spencer can file a motion to have it reinstated.
No, I'm good. I'm good on everything. I'm done with everything.
Well, I just let you know that.
You can explain that to my son. Not me. I'm not dealing with it no more. She can do what she wants. She
Mr.
filed-
Spencer?
or
Mr.
she
Spencer?
actually filed a complaint.
I can hear the animosity between you and
There's
Ms.
a lot of
Kruger.
it. There's a lot of it. Just so much of it. I don't want to even talk to her or see her in my life ever again. And if that takes, I don't have to see my son. Then when he's 18, he knows already. I've already explained it to him. She does this constantly, and everybody else knows it. And if she's pulling the wool over your eyes, like she got mad at me because I voted for Trump.
Mr. Spencer, I'm finished with the commentary. We're set. This is what we're doing at this point. And if you wish to have the parenting time reinstated, please file a motion. But you need to contact Mr. Holdwick regarding the support. That'll be all. We'll go off the record.
Real quick. So with the suspension of parenting time, I'm guessing that the show cause against denied parenting time.
I'm dismissing that.
Thank you.
I'm dismissing that. That'll be all.